Hi guys, it's Danielle and today it is time for an unhaul. Firstly, Happy New Year. I hope your New Year was lovely and your Christmas was lovely, and I hope 2019 will be a wonderful year for you, full of good times and good books. I decided to just chill, sit down on the floor in front of my January TBR and a huge ass box of books because I'm going to be unhauling them all. So I thought the best way to start the new year would be to, like, you know, spring clean, get rid of all the stuff that I don't want anymore, that kind of thing. I have literally like a box of about 60 books right beside me, and I don't want this video to be extremely long, so I won't be going into much detail about why I'm getting rid of these books. I will give you like a bit of a summary now because most of these books I'll have the same kind of reasons for. I'm either getting rid of these books because I was sent them unsolicited from the publishers and I just not interested in them, or I have had them on my TBR forever and just know that I'm never going to get around to reading them, or I've read them and didn't enjoy them, or kind of enjoyed them but not enough to keep them. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dive into this box because it's huge. It's huge. I mean, the first three books that I want to unhaul is The Legend Trilogy by Marie Lu. Read this in 2018. Didn't really enjoy it and would like room on my shelves for other books that I will enjoy, so unhauling this one. Another trilogy that I'm getting rid of is Delirium because I read this forever ago, enjoyed the first book, enjoyed the second book, hated the last book, ruined the series. Never gonna reread it, don't care about it anymore, so goodbye. The next one is actually The Girl King by Mimi Yu. I got sent 2 copies of this book, so I'm just going to get rid of this one. The next book is White Knight by Ali Marnie. Again, I got 2 copies of this book. Read it, didn't really enjoy it. I'm going to get rid of it. The next book is The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. I can never pronounce that, I'm really sorry. Bought this book for like $1 from the op shop a couple of years ago and don't think I'm ever going to read it, so it's just... Next is Flame in the Mist by Renee Ardier. This one I read 2 years ago. Did enjoy but have no interest in picking up the sequel or the rest of the series. I don't even know how many books. Is it a duology? I don't know. So I'm just gonna unhaul it. Next we have This Savage Song, or what is it called? The Monsters of Verity. Didn't really enjoy this series, was super hyped for it, was very disappointed by it, so I don't really care about keeping it. The next book I'm getting rid of is Made You Up by Francesca Zappia. I read this book a couple of years ago and I actually did enjoy it, but it's one of those books that I'll probably never reread and don't really care about anymore. So the next book is The Things I Didn't Say by Kylie Fornasia. This one's actually signed, so I was kind of reluctant with getting rid of it, but again, read it a while ago, didn't love it, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Next we have From Twinkle with Love by Sandia Manon. I loved When Dimple Met Rishi by this author, and so I was kind of looking forward to reading this one, but I did receive it unsolicited and I don't really have any interest in picking it up, so I'm just gonna unhaul it. Next we have Remind Me How This Ends by Gabrielle Tozer. This is a Love Osboy A book. I bought this book like 2 years ago and now honestly do not know what it's about and don't really have any interest in picking it up anymore, so it's just I'm gonna give it to someone who will enjoy it, I guess. Next one we have is Too Late by Colleen Hoover, or C. Hoover, or whatever. This one she wrote on Wattpad and then self-published it. I really didn't enjoy this one. It's really dark and quite disturbing. Like, it's not supposed to be a cute love story or anything. It's supposed to be quite dark, but nah. The next book I really wanted to keep purely because it's pretty, and the only reason that I bought it was because it was pretty, so like... And it is 1,000 Nights by E.K. Johnson. I mean, like, look how pretty it is. And like the edges, I mean, just, but again, I'm never gonna read it. we just gotta let it go now, okay? The next book I received from the author like forever ago, and it is The Industry by Rose Foster. This is another Love Oz YA book and is again signed, and it's a really lovely inscription. I'm just never gonna read this book, so I'm just gonna unhaul it. Next we have a couple of contemporary, both that I have no interest in reading anymore. The first is The Sun Is Also a Star, and then we've also got Alex Approximately. The next one we have is The Sky Is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. I read this book a few years ago and I enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. I don't really want to keep it because meh. I'd rather get rid of it and put some books that I really love on my shelf in its place. You know what I mean? I'm already getting quite out of breath by trying to speed through this process, so next we have two more contemporaries that I just don't really have any interest in reading anymore. We've got the Summer Days, Summer Nights anthology by multiple authors and Goodbye Perfect by Sarah Bernard. Next we have two contemporaries that I read and just didn't really enjoy. Under Rose Tainted Skies and The Poet X. The next one is a series. It'll probably come to a surprise that I still actually own copies of these books because I don't like this series, and I have made it very clear that I don't like this series, and it's a very popular series, but I have kept the books purely because one, they are pretty, and two, I bought the hardcovers of these books, so they were quite expensive and I just was holding on to them purely because of that. And that is The Raven Cycle. We're not even halfway through the damn box. Next we have a couple of books that I read forever ago and don't have any interest in rereading in them. We've got Will Grayson, Will Grayson and 13 Reasons Why. Next we've got two books that I read in 2018, and both of them I actually gave 2 stars to because they were both meh. First one is The Boneless Mercies, second is The Hazelwood. Next we have another series that had been on my TBR forever and I'm just never going to get around to it, and that is the Winner's Trilogy or the Winner's Curse Trilogy, whatever it is. Just have lost interest in reading it, I guess. Next we have a couple of books that I picked up forever ago and wanted to read, but I'm just never going to read because they're both, I think, both of them are kind of historical fiction. I think one is like a historical fantasy, and historical fiction is just not my thing. It's just not my thing. I'm just, no. First is The Sacred Lives of Minnow Bly, and we've also got The Ironcast. Next one will actually come to a shock to most of you because you guys know how much I love Samantha Shannon and The Bone Season. It is The Song Rising. I am a Bone Season advocate and the publisher sent this one to me. It's got a signed bookplate in it, but I have 2 copies of The Song Rising as it is, so I'm pretty much was just holding on to this one because I love this series, but I'm just gonna give this one away because I'm running out of room on my Samantha Shannon bookshelf. Yes, it does have a signed bookplate, but all of my other books are actually signed and personalized. There's no point in me keeping this one, basically. Next we have a series that I have also talked about that I didn't really enjoy, and it's a very popular one, and that is the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I only have the first 2 books and I've only read the first 2 books, and I have no interest in continuing on with the series, so these are both going to someone else that will enjoy them. Next we have The Lover's Dictionary. Read it forever ago. It's just literally like a dictionary of cute little kind of short stories. Whatever. My explanations are getting really good. Next we have a few books that I received unsolicited from publishers. The first we have Genesis by Brandon Reach, which is like the sequel to Nemesis. Don't have the first book, so I'm not going to read this one. We also have Otherworld and Eve of Man, both sent to me unsolicited. Both don't really have any interest in reading. Next we have How Do You Like Me Now and The Price Guide to the Occult. Again, both sent unsolicited, both don't really have any interest in reading. And we have Sharp Objects and Dear Santa, again, both unsolicited, don't have any interest in reading. I hate unhauling books sent to me from publishers. I feel like it makes me seem kind of ungrateful, but I am super grateful for all of the books that I get sent. It's just really hard to keep and read all of the books that I do get sent because I do get sent quite a lot. And it's way too hard to try and read every single book that I get sent when I have so many other books that I do want to read and that I try and prioritize over these books. And it gets to a point where if I receive a book that I'm not really interested in, then I'm just not going to read it, because there's no point me spending my own time reading a book that I know that I'm probably not going to enjoy when I've got so many other books that I do really, really want to read instead. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep going. Next we have Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. I bought this from a library sale purely because I'd never seen this cover before, and there might actually be people that are collecting this cover, so if you're collecting this Twilight edition, holla at me, because I don't care for Twilight. Next we have a couple of first books in the series that I just don't have any interest in reading anymore. We've got Shadow Shaper and Fallen Kingdoms. We have some more books that I received from publishers unsolicited that I again don't have any interest in reading. We've got Beast, A Tale of Love and Revenge, The Anger of Angels, City of Saints and Thieves, and The Ocean Was Our Sky by Patrick Ness. Next we have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Had this on my TBR forever and wanted to read it before the movie came out. Didn't, still haven't even watched the movie, just not interested anymore. My True Love Gave to Me, I read forever ago, didn't mind it, it was fine, like it wasn't anything amazing, but again want to get rid of it because I want to put other books that I really, really loved on my shelf instead of having books that I just thought were okay. Next we have some more books sent to me unsolicited from publishers that again don't have much interest in reading. We have Genuine Fraud, Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow, The Suspect, White Rabbit, Red Wolf, A Song Only I Can Hear, and Two Dark Rains by Kendall Blake. This one they sent to me, but it's the like third book in the series or something, and I haven't read, nor do I own the first two, so. More books sent to me from publishers. I feel so bad. So we've got The Survivors, What the Woods Keep, A Curse of Ash and Embers, An Absolute Remarkable Thing, and What If It's Us. The next ones I have bought and either read, didn't enjoy, or have had on my TBR forever and just have no interest in reading them anymore. So we have 10 Things I Can See From Here, Ready Player One, The Air, More Than This, and Wuthering Heights. Next we have a book that I wanted to give away and it's signed, and I was purely keeping it because it's signed and I really like this YouTuber, and it is Girl Online by Zoe Sugg, also known as Zoella. I mean, it's like actually signed, so I kind of wanted to keep it, but I have no interest in reading this book. It's just taking up space on my shelves, so I'm just gonna unhaul this one. Next we have a poetry collection that I was sent and didn't really enjoy, and that's The Day Is Ready For You. We then have a book that again I wanted to give away but I don't really have any interest in reading anymore, and that is Release. Next we have some more books from publishers. We have The Loneliest Girl in the Universe, Whisper, The Smoke Thieves, and Wild Card, which may surprise you, but I want to get the hardcover, so I'm just getting rid of the paperback. Almost there. I've literally got like one pile of books left. Next will also probably come to a shock to you because this is one of my favorite series ever. It is Illuminate and Gemini, the paperbacks, and both of them are actually signed. This one's signed and this one is signed and personalized. I own all of the hardcovers and the hardcovers are really pretty, and the only reason I was keeping these ones was because they were both signed, but I'm running out of room on that shelf because Amy and Jay have so many other books and I like to keep authors' books together, so I'm just gonna get rid of these ones because I own the hardcovers, so there's not really, I don't need multiple copies of them. So very last books are gonna be hard to hold up because there's a lot of them, but they are the Virago Press Classic editions. They're really pretty and I was sent these unsolicited from the publisher and it was really, really nice, but they sent me literally every single book. I'm not a classics person. I just find them really, really hard to get into, and the writing really, really just dense and hard to follow, so I don't tend to read classics very often. And as pretty as they are and as grateful as I am for receiving all these, it's just, there's just really no point in me keeping them, and I'd rather give them to someone else who will enjoy them. she empty. But yeah, they are all of the books that I am unhauling. I hope this video was not extremely boring. Like I said, most of them I'm getting rid of for the same reasons, so there was really no point in me kind of repeating myself. I tried to get through them all as quickly as possible, so I apologize if this video is extremely long as well. But yeah, that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am so out of breath. Good lord. Let me know if you guys actually unhaul books, if you hoard them instead. I used to hoard all my books and just hold on to them even though I knew I'd probably never read them, but then I got to a point where it was just getting ridiculous and I just needed to let go of all these books because, like, why do I need all these books if I'm not going to read them? You know what I mean? It's just taking up so much room on my shelves when I could have so many other wonderful books and books that I love on my shelves instead. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! I mean, like, I'm literally just surrounded by books right now. Now I've got to clean them all up.